How's it going, guys? It is Kyle, and we are back for another vlog. And today we're going to be continuing on our discussion on homework. Well, not so much a discussion because it's only me talking, but you catch my drift. And we're going to be talking about teens and adult speaking sessions. What type of homework should we be giving, and how should we give it? So let's get started. Cool, guys. So this one's going to be a relatively short one. Why? Because it's pretty easy to give homework from the adult material. However, if you do get stuck, there are a couple of tips and tricks that you can follow. So let's get moving to a unit. Perfect, guys. So adults and teens speaking sessions. So we're going to look at the advanced module, and it is unit 1. So we're going to go through the first 3 topics, and it is advice, arguing, and art of conversation. And there's generally just 3 principles, or around about 3. I haven't actually counted them. I just said 3 because it popped up in my head. But we're going to go through some principles. Now, the first thing that you got to think about is how well did the lesson go? Insanely amazing. Perfect. Move on to something else. Not as well as you thought it should. Stay on that topic. Now, if we stay on that topic, what type of homework should we give? Well, one, get them to summarize what they did in that lesson, okay? Get them to explain what they think advice means. Get them to give you an example of good advice, bad advice. Give them a real world situation, right? So your mom came over to your house and she gave you some bad news, okay? How would you advise her to deal with it, right? How should she deal with that news? Your best friend lost his job. He came to you to speak to you about it. How would you advise him? What would be the next steps for him to take to find a new job or get his old job back, okay? So give them some situation. Or if you haven't finished that section yet, give them one of the questions that you haven't done yet and ask them to discuss it the next time that they have a lesson. If they have finished it, both slides, and they did insanely, amazingly perfect, they were just great, okay? We can go to the next topic, and then just by highlighting arguing, well, we've already got a couple of questions. Okay, well, what does it mean? One, can they give you examples of arguing? Can they give you examples of a good argument, a bad argument, how often they argue? Who do they argue with the most? Why do they argue? Do they like arguing? There's just loads of examples that you can get just from the actual topic, okay? If you don't want to use the topic, well, just take the first question. Bam. Do you feel bad after an argument? Now, taking the first question is kind of tricky because they might not know what arguing actually means, which is why the first one I said was, what does arguing mean? Okay. And if they don't know, well, they can go home and find out, or they can research and find out. If they do know, they'll probably tell you, and then just go on to the next question. I'll give them an example. Okay. Now, if we get to the art of conversation, now some of them is a little bit difficult for you to go, well, what's a real world idea or situation of the art of conversation? Well, an awesome homework idea would be, well, what is a conversation? When does a conversation become an argument? Okay, how can we tell the difference between two friends having a conversation, two friends having an argument? Because they've already done the previous section and you're tying it in, therefore they're never going to forget it. It's staying in their mind continuously, right? So just use the topic as an example, as a Kickstarter for homework, okay? Now, once we've done that and we want something else, for example, maybe they want a written homework, right? They want written homework or some sort of written homework. Well, ask them to write a 25 words, 100-word essay on what a good conversation is. That's kind of difficult. Wow, I wonder if I could do that. I'll have to try that once, right? Or give them some example, give them some writing exercise based on the work, right? Do you find conversating with people easy or difficult? Can you speak to anyone? If I had to point to someone, would you be able to have a conversation with them? Yes, no, why, maybe, possibly. So there's just loads of different things that you can use. And the reason why I said it's so easy is because all the questions are in front of you. If you do get stuck or you stumble, just pick a question you haven't answered, and it's right there. A for away. So I will catch you guys on the flip side.